What's up, lovelies? Beautiful peeps. Welcome to my show here. If you're new, please hit the subscribe, the like, share it if you can. I'm having trouble, a little bit of trouble figuring out how to grow this channel, because the truth isn't allowed these days. But I'll try to say things that are fit in the box so that this video gets seen and people get helped, because that's the purpose of my channel. Anywho, I'm not going to get into those rants today, but if you're new here, my name is Kyle. I'm a detoxification specialist and iridologist, and I talk about healing of all types, the mental, the physical, emotional, the spiritual, the metaphysical, all of it. And today, though, we're going to talk about clearing away stuff from the physical body. So, I want to share with you guys my take on enemas and colonics and their benefits, their uses, and just some tips for utilizing them in the proper way, right? So, let's just dive into it today. Well, enemas and colonics, really, they're a tool. That's what they are. They're a tool, and I want to say this first and foremost: don't abuse them. Don't abuse them. I know some people who do them every day. I don't think that's a good idea personally. That's just my opinion. But if you're doing a fast of some sorts, it can be okay to do them every day. But even so, I don't think it's good to do it every day, even on a fast. Every other day, yeah. But depends on what's going on, right? Depends on what's going on, and we always gotta feel what's going on and make the right choice in the moment, right? So yeah, that's it's don't. It happens a lot where, oh, I can just do an enema or a colonic. I'll go eat 3 pizzas, right? I know people who do this, and I've done it. So that's not a healthy way to do these things. It's not. We want to be living as naturally as possible, and doing enemas and colonics is not natural at all. But we're in an unnatural world, right? So we got to sometimes do things that are, not as natural, right? But all in all, we want to live holistically, right? We want to live holistically in harmony with nature and the world around us, right? So that's what I'm saying, Plus, when you're putting a bunch of water up your butt like that, it really can flush out some of the good beneficial flora and bacteria in there, in your colon. And that's something that's why I say don't do it all the time. You got the microbiome. The microbiome is really, really important. Really important. And if your body's getting dependent on enemas and colonics, and that's the only way you know how to go to the bathroom, that's not healthy. So like I said, the flora, and of course if you are eating fruits and vegetables and you're pretty dang dedicated to your healing journey and to your diet and your lifestyle, then it's okay, because you're reintroducing the perfect foods for your body, fruits and also vegetables. You're bringing back some electricity and some liveliness and some ease and peace and harmony to your cells, right? Often. So you're bringing in these enzymes with these fruits and vegetables. So then you don't have to worry so much about, losing a lot of your good microbiome, your flora, right? But if you're just like, oh, well, I'll just eat burritos and Big Macs and ice cream and acidic, all this crazy nasty stuff, and then you're going to do enemas all the time. It's not healthy. So it's good to do these things as a tool, as a tool at the right moment, especially during fasts, and especially the day you break a fast or the day after you break a fast is the best time to do an enema, the best time. Because when you break a fast with fruit, which is how you should properly break a fast, that's you're going to want that stuff to come out of you really quickly. If it doesn't come out quick enough, then it's good to do an enema or a colonic to make sure that everything that was loose, starting to get loosened on the fast, it didn't come out all the way, was making sure that all that stuff comes out all the way, you know what I mean? So it's, especially if you've taken pharmaceuticals in your past, you've had serious health issues, like, yeah, it's good to keep this whole thing clean, keep it clean, So, yeah, and just a reminder, like, this is what I say a lot, like, I love these enemas and colonics, but it doesn't get to your small intestine, These things don't get to your small intestine. So, they're not a heal-all, like, they're not a heal-all, but if you've never done one and you're feeling clogged up or something, or you are fasting, do one, and sometimes you do the first one of your life and you're like, dang, you're running around with all sorts of energy like you were a newborn or a new, yeah, you had a rebirth. You're like a 5-year-old that has all this energy. So they're powerful, but small intestine, guys, this stuff only gets to your colon, and it's debatable of if it gets, how much of the colon it actually gets to. So to get to your small intestine, of course, you just want to stay on the raw living foods, plant-based, less mucus less diet, or a mucus-free diet. You want to have fruits and vegetables always going in there, juices, living foods, and that will move things out of the small intestine, right? You'll start to get the mucoid plaque out when you do some fasting, right? When you do some enemas and colonics with the fasting, you'll definitely start to see some of this mucoid plaque that's been plaguing us for many years, So you do that, and also it's really good to take a bowel formula. You can also take a intestinal broom formula, something that has, the bentonite, the charcoal, the psyllium combination. It's also good to have some other herbs in there too. Dr. Morse has a great formula, the GI broom. But you want that stuff. You want to have some Cascara sagrada. Cascara sagrada is a very, very gentle herb. It's not very intense like some other herbs like senna, for instance. But Cascara sagrada is a really good one for the small intestine and for the whole bowel, really, the small and large intestine, right? So that's a good one. You always want to take herbs, and the herbs are going to help break up that bowel wall a little bit, because the bowel wall, if you know anything about iridology, man, the bowels is like the trunk of the tree. The bowels is it. Everything stems from the bowels. You will often see from the bowels, from the transverse, right from the transverse colon, stuff going right up to the pituitary pineal gland. So it's really good to stay, to keep this thing clean. Keep this thing clean. And the herbs are going to do that. And yeah, that's what I was saying, guys. I was trying to say is you want to start breaking up that mucoid plaque and starting to get that stuff out, so that all these issues that stem from the bowel start dissipating, right? Because the thing is we have a lymphatic system. It's an amazing system. It's really what people think the immune system is, but it's really the lymphatic system. And in short, your cells eat and poop just like anything else. And when you eat fruits and vegetables, it's these fruits and vegetables will scrub the interstitial spaces that are in between our cells, right? And those spaces are the lymphatic system. So in your body, the fluid in your body, there's only about 25% blood, while about 75% of the fluid in your body is lymphatic. So once you know that and you understand that, then you go, wow, the lymph is in my arm, in my ear, in my chest, in my leg, in my toe, in my finger. The lymph is everywhere. It's in your bowel wall as well. And that's why I brought this up, because you want to make sure you're eliminating, obviously, out of all the channels of elimination. The bowel is one of them, but your urine is a big one. The skin, the largest eliminative organ in your whole body, that's a big one. And also out of your lungs. So if some of these other channels of elimination are problematic or less than optimal, that's why it's good to clean out the colon as much as you can, so that if these other areas that aren't as optimal are having issues, then you are getting more lymph out. You're getting more of this pussy, nasty, putrid, disgusting stuff out of your body. So just get educated on the lymph system. Get educated on the lymph system, and just once you understand it, and it's just like, wow, then everything makes sense. And if you're like me and you've been through all the health stuff before, you know now. You know, once you find this information, it's sacred, it's special, and then you know how the laws of nature are put together. Then you know, okay, well, I can dabble around with mucus-forming foods and acidic foods, cooked foods if I want to, but there's just only so much can you do once you start going years into the raw thing, right? So, hope that makes sense. Also, it's really good when you do an enema or a colonic to do some rubbing on yourself. And you definitely want to be hitting the whole colon, right? And so I don't think it matters that much, but I like to start from the descending colon, some rubbing, and get up to the transverse, get down to the ascending. And you really always want to hit this ileocecal valve here on the right, down here, which can be very problematic for those with Crohn's, things like that, SIBO, all these things. Sometimes there can be issues with the valve, like getting stuck open and things like that. So you want to find this valve, and while you're getting it filled up with the water during your appointment or during your little enema at home, you do this, and it will really help. Sometimes you can get a nice vibrating machine that will also help do that for you. So that's a good tip. What else can I say? There's a few other things. Yeah. As far as an enema goes, though, if you've never done an enema, it's really easy. You just get preferably a stainless steel little pot, and you put the water in there, and you put the thing up your butt, and it's best to have semi-warm water. You want it a little lukewarm. You definitely don't want hot water going into the colon, and cold water is not good either. So you just want to make sure it's heated just a little bit, right? A little bit. That will help move things out easier. You can also do, I love doing lemon enemas. I love doing lime enemas. Dr. Morse has a heal-all tea. It's a really good one. It has some parasite herbs. It has a really good, well-rounded mix of herbs. It's really good to brew that tea up and put it up your butt. See what comes out. Yeah. I even did a coconut water enema the other day just because I'm curious, and I like to experience and see for myself. Like, the stuff that I talk about on this channel is not just things that I've read about or people told me. This stuff is stuff I've experienced, and that's why I'm compelled to share this stuff so that I can pass along the level of health that I'm experiencing finally for the first time in my life. Every day I wake up and I'm just so blessed, and every day I'm like, wow, I'm so freaking feeling so much better than I ever have in my whole life. So just remember that there's always a way to clear out the debris, and I think that I think I pretty much got through everything I wanted to talk about with these things. Yeah, so just to reiterate, like you do lose flora from these tools, so it's good to don't overdo it. There's no reason to overdo it, So I think that was pretty much the basic little thing. I was trying to do a short one where it's D, and I feel like this is a pretty good one. And anyways, thanks for coming by. Thanks always for commenting, subscribing. I love the emails. You guys like brighten up my day, and I love to hear your progress, and I love to see the messages like, oh man, now I'm like, yeah, I made it through this rough patch of my fast or my my fruit diet or whatever, and now I'm soaring. Now I'm feeling really good, and yeah, it just brightens my day to see so many people right now just rising to just high states of health and a very equanimity, rising to these beautiful, wondrous levels where we're just overflowing with abundance in and out, and creating this beautiful new earth. And I'm not going to start rambling, but I love you guys, and I hope you guys are experiencing a peaceful day. You're having a sweet time, and your DNA, I know your DNA is activating to its highest potential. So I just wanted to shout out to you guys, and yeah, love you.